So I'm gonna try to make this video. Hopefully my neighbor doesn't come back outside. But I'm gonna stand right here. Trying to do it where the sun is. Alright. This is like my third attempt trying to do this video, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Just like the title says, this video is gonna be about my the lady that works in the neighborhood. She's right there too, so she's probably gonna come and talk to me, which I hope she doesn't. This video is about my physical and mentally abusive ex and the father of my 4-month-old Chance. We known each other for over 10 years. We got in a relationship January 27th. We broke up February 26th. So we didn't even make it to a month. I don't even know why we even got in a relationship, because we didn't get in one the whole time that we were sleeping with each other. So kind of really didn't make no sense. But he was, oh my God, I learned a lot from him. I really didn't write down. Normally I write down things and stuff, but I really didn't have too much time to write them. So I'm really just going to try to get right into it. When you're dealing with a narcissist and somebody who's just haven't dealt with their old baggage and their own self-hatred and past hurt and all of that stuff, and then they go into a relationship, it's not gonna work. And source and energy and God, like he tries to, he gives us those signs that this is what the person is going through, and it's up to us if we are paying attention to it or not or whatnot. And I feel as though I got back in that, or I had to deal with that, because there were some things that maybe I hadn't really healed myself from completely. But I'm going to try to tell you a little bit of the things that I went through with him. If you know any traits of narcissists, like we were on the phone 24/7. If we weren't on the phone, he was here at my house. And like that's a sign of a narcissist. Like that's in a way of him controlling, because he's always around you. He's always up your ass. And I didn't look at it as that. I just was like, oh, he just want to spend time and blah blah blah. I'm just thinking the sun is too bright. He just wanted to spend time or whatnot. But I later found out that that's not what it was. It was just a sense of control. It was more time of him trying to get to know me, to use what he learned about me against me. There were times where, like, I don't know, something, I never felt comfortable of telling him my goals or what I had planned on doing, because I always felt as though he wouldn't be happy about it. He would be jealous of it. And I kind of tested him, because I told him a little bit of what I wanted to do. I told him a little bit of what I wanted to do business-wise, but I really didn't tell him too much. And with the little bit that I told him, like, y'all, like, his whole face was like disgust. Like, Chandler's knocking on the window. His whole face was like in the disgust, and it just didn't sit well with me at all. And he would always say, why you don't ever tell me your goals, your plans, and da da da. I was like, I don't know, I just like to keep it to myself, because the last time I told somebody my goals or whatnot, they didn't stop me from getting it, but they slowed me down quite a bit. And it was my sister. Like, she stopped watching my kids, so I didn't have a babysitter then, and like everything kind of just went downhill from then. The money that I saved to start my business, I had to use to like buy food for my kids. I couldn't work, so the money I was saving, like, I was using, and if you're not working, that money's gonna go, and it's gonna go fairly quickly. So that's what happened. And I'm like back at stage 1, and I was in the process of rebuilding that again. And then I got reconnected with him, and he was like another like stumbling block for me and another setback. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. He was just another setback for me, and I can't beat myself up about it. At first I did. I was telling myself, how in the world did I let myself get into a situation like this? But when I look back at it again, it was like, it was for a reason. I went through that for a reason. I had to sit down and I had to think, why in the world did I attract him back to me? Like, what in him is still in me? And I feel as though it's nothing that was still in me. It was just the old version of me showing up, that old me that when I was in a relationship I was like very self-conscious and like low self-esteem and felt as though the guy was cheating, which some of them were cheating, and maybe I attracted that to myself because I was thinking that that's what they were doing. Like, your mind is so powerful. You have to be so careful of what you think about and what you focus on. So with him, I feel as though it was just an old version of me, and it was just showing me my old self and what I've grown from. You know what I mean? But oh my God, he is 10 times worse. Like, he's such a manipulator. And then, like, when I say abusive, did I know what it kind of got worse if I stayed? Like, the mugging. Like, I try to walk away from him during one argument because I really don't like arguing in front of my kids, and like the argument would always be in front of my kids because my kids were always around. So I walked outside and walked around like our little block, our little building, and he mugged me into a fucking bush. I was like, this cannot be my life. This cannot, like, I'm done. Right then I made it up in my mind that I was done and there was no going back, and I just want this to be done and over with. So we got back in the house and we're arguing or whatnot, and then he ended up breaking up with me. And then like the next day he wanted to get back in a relationship, and I was like, no. And then like it was like looking at the devil himself. Like, if y'all could see his eyes, it was like nothing, like empty, like emptiness. Like, you've ever looked at somebody's eyes and just seen darkness? And it's like, I wasn't scared because I know that I'm always protected, you know, but I feel as though at the same time, what is he going to do? Is he going to put his hands on me again and blah, blah, blah? But he ended up mugging me again, and this time it was in front of my children. And then right then and there, I knew it was over, like done. And I knew he knew that too, because we already had conversations about it. He knew what I put up with and what I don't put up with. Standing in this sun is very hot. And there was more points that I wanted to get to, but I think because I kind of randomly doing this video, it's just kind of all over the place. But yesterday I was supposed to do the video, but and I'm not doing it because his mom ended up calling me, and I wasn't answering the phone for her, and she texted me the next day and was like, this is Harry's mom, and I still didn't answer the phone because I really honestly thought it was him trying to contact me through her phone. So she ended up texting me again on yesterday saying, I don't appreciate you ignoring me. That's disrespectful. And I didn't know y'all two had something going on, or y'all wasn't speaking again. But you can ask my kids how I feel about being disrespected, and you know, like just craziness. I'm thinking like, I wasn't really trying to disrespect her. I really honestly thought it was her son, and I texted her back and I said that, and she didn't respond back until today. And she was like, are you pregnant again? And blah, blah. And she was like, now you see him for who he is. And I was like, yeah, I finally see. And now it's like no going back. Like, that's just a wrap. And I don't want anything to do with him. Like, I don't even want him around our son. Like, and when him and I got an argument, the reason why I blocked him is because he was like, he's going to sign his rights over, and I just take care of him myself, which I've been doing anyways. Like, I can count on my hand how many times he bought my child milk. or whatnot. But he was like, he's going to sign his rights over. Mind y'all, this is like the 4th time that he said that. And I told him that I was going to put on child support. Like, that was just it. Like, and I don't have my first son father on child support. I don't get a check for Chandler. And Chandler, if you guys watch my other video, I think I said it, Chandler dad got hit by a car. It'll be 2 years this year, July. Got hit by a car and passed away. So, and I don't receive money from him. I don't try to receive money from him. So it's never about money when it comes to my children. And he was like, you're money hungry and you're this and you're that, and no man is gonna want you with 3 kids. And man, they wanted me when me and you were together. If you really wanted to know the truth, like, they wanted me with 3 kids plus you in the picture. So I'm not worried about that. But he tried to, like, a narcissist is going to always try to talk down, talk you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not giving them what they want, you're going to see that true side of them. Tell them no, and you'll see what you're really dealing with. And it's an airplane flying by. I almost picked up bird poop. I didn't know what it was, and then when I looked closer, like, I don't got my glasses on, I really can't see too well. And I almost picked up bird poop. I'm trying to wait till the airplane ride by. And if you see me looking, probably majority of the video, I'm looking at myself because I have a lazy eye, and I'm kind of like a little self-conscious about it, but not too much. I'm kind of getting over it. Okay, so yeah, like, I didn't know he was a narcissist until, like, recently, this year. I want to say the end of last year, I started to really see him for who he really was, but I really didn't see or allow myself to see until January. And my eyes was like, oh my God, what have I got myself into, you know, like. But don't beat yourself up. Don't do it, because it ain't worth it. It's not you. And if you're attracting them type of people to you, it's still some self-healing that you have to do for yourself. And with me in this situation, I already had did myself healing. I know that I had to learn to love myself, and I had to learn how to remember to pay attention to my thoughts, because it's very important. What you think about most and what you focus on most is what you're going to bring into your life. But with him and that, it was more so God, the universe, source, whatever y'all want to call this energy, this connection. It's just up to you. Was trying to show me, like, that my old way of thinking, and I had a choice, like, do I want to still live in that type of lifestyle? Do I want something new? Like, the choice is always yours. No matter what type of situation you're in, the choice is always yours. And also too, like, you always get signs before it gets worse. Like, it's up to you if you're paying attention to those signs or not, because I was getting those signs, I was getting those red flags, but I was like, I love him. I see this, but I love him. He did this, but oh, I love him. He just mugged me, but I love him. I think he loves me. He loves me. That's what he's doing. That's another thing he would say too. I act this way with you, and I question you so much about God's stuff because I care. And if I didn't care, then I wouldn't act this way. I wouldn't say anything to you. Don't believe that bull squash. Don't believe that, because that's BS at its finest, because that is not love. If you've never been love or never had real love, you'll know real love when you have it, and that ain't it. That is not it. If you go with your feelings and how you feel and how what they say make you feel, what they do, how it makes you feel, and if it's like constant, they're doing that constantly, that ain't for you, baby girl, baby boy. Guys too, because there can be females that are like that as well. So I don't even want to say it's just always the males, because females are like that too. We have female narcissists, and it's just up to you if you're going to learn that lesson, because you're going to keep getting that same lesson until you learn it. You feel me? You're going to get that same. And then once you learn it, you're going to get tested to see if you're going to pay attention to those flags this time. You feel me? Like, I didn't pay attention to those flags, so that was my lesson. Like, and I feel as though there's going to be another person that's going to come that's going to be similar to him. And it's going to be up to me to pay attention to those red flags. You see, and then stop it way before you even get to a relationship stage. You see those signs and stuff before it even becomes in a relationship stage, believe it or not. You just have to really pay attention. You always have to listen to your instincts and just listen to your instincts. The sun is finally trying to come back out. Just listen to your instincts. Don't let nobody down talk you. Don't let anybody make you feel less than, and don't let nobody make you feel bad for expressing how you feel, because that's another thing he did. Like, when I would express how I feel about the things that he was saying or how he would make me feel, he would be like, well, you did this, well, you said this, and that's why I did this. And he never took accountability for anything that he did. And that's like another sign of a narcissist. They don't admit when they're wrong. He never, ever, not one time admit when he was wrong. It was always somebody else. It was never him. You know what I'm saying? I almost said his name just now. And I don't want to do that, because at the end of the day, he's still the father of my child. I don't want him to feel bad, because even though he's a narcissist, I'm not saying that narcissists are bad people. They're just hurt people, and hurt people hurt people. I just want him to take the time for himself and heal himself. And that's another thing I will keep telling him, like, you're hurt, and there's nothing that I can do about that. Like, I can't heal you from that. I can't do that. It's something that you have to do yourself. And he was like, I'm not hurt. I've been let go all that. I've been let my exes go and da-da-da-da. Yeah, it's not just letting them go. Once you let them go, you're still hurt. You're still wounded like that. Them wounds and those scars, like, you got to take care of that. You got to heal it. You got to clean it out. You got to put some cream on it. Like, you got to heal from it. You can't just let them go and feel as though you're completely over them and you're healed, because you're not. You have to take that time to sit with yourself and heal. Figure out why it happened. Figure out why you're attracting those certain type of people to yourself, because it's always something. And for me, it was, I didn't love myself first. That's key. You have to love yourself first before you try to get into anything. You feel me? You have to love you first. You can't go out wanting somebody to love you because you don't feel love. Feel that love within first. And it's very much possible, because I did it. I love myself so much that I could have not stayed with him. Me and him could not stay together, because I love me too much to put myself through something like that, to traumatize myself so much like that. Once you love yourself, there's going to be shit that you're not gonna put up with. It's going to be a no, you got to go. That's not for me, you know what I'm saying? So learn to love yourself, heal yourself. I watch a lot of tarot readers and stuff, and I'll comment and say my situation underneath it, and people ask me, well, how did you heal yourself, and what did you do? Like, I don't know, how did you go about doing that? And it's like sitting with myself and replaying what actually happened and looking at it from both ends, for one, and then figuring out how it's connected to how I feel about myself. If that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Sit with yourself and go over it in your head. Cry about it if you have to, but girl, guy, get up. Sis, bro, get up and smile again, because it's worth it. Your smile and your happiness is worth it. Like, don't let nobody make you feel less than, and keep going, keep smiling, keep moving. Like, y'all, I'm living in my mother's 1-bedroom apartment with my kids in the living room, and we've been here for a year now, probably a little over a year now, and I could not be any more happier, because I've learned to love myself. You know, I've learned to accept the way that I look fully. Like, I get teased well, in high school, with about my eye and how my eye drifts off and whatnot. Like, that's just a part of me, and I accept that. Like, I'm still going to get it corrected once I get the money for it. But right now, like, I'm so proud of myself to be able to make these YouTube videos and watch the videos over and see my eye drifting and not care, because it's me, it's who I am, and I love me. And whoever doesn't like it, that's just on them. And once you get to that point in your life where you don't care about how anybody feels about you, negatively, positively as well, because nobody else's opinion matters about you except for your own. Your own opinion of yourself is the only opinion that matters. Nobody else's opinion matters. And I'm not saying don't take criticism, or, you know what I'm saying, like, still take that and listen to it. You can see if that's you or not, and you have the choice to see if you needed to hear that or not. But don't feed into anybody's negative thoughts of you. You know you better than anybody else, and just love you. I think that's all for now, because neighbors are pulling up and shit. I'm back inside now, but don't y'all forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share it with somebody that you believe needs to hear it.
This is my God.
And until next
Mama, this is my God.
until next time.
See?